They just don't get it. People that haven't been in combat just don't get it. People that haven't been in the armed services simply don't understand that brotherhood, don't understand that sacrifice. And so a trip like this provides catharsis to these local area veterans because they're going with other veterans that do get it, that were there, that do understand. And the fact that these veterans get to go to D.C. and see their war memorials in their nation's capital with each other, and they get to speak to each other about their experiences and what it meant and how difficult it was, the best of times and the worst of times in their service, with each other, with people that get it, you cannot put a price on that. And that's what Honor Flight of the Ozarks is truly about. Connecting these veterans with each other, providing an opportunity for them to have some semblance of catharsis with each other. An opportunity they might not otherwise have gotten if not for Honor Flight of the Ozarks. Help make that difference in a local veteran's life by donating at 417-782-1375. Now, Steve, I know you had a family member that actually got to go on Honor Flight of the Ozarks not too long ago, right?
Yeah, it was my brother-in-law, Mike. He lives in Bolivar, Missouri. He got a chance to go on the Honor Flight trip, I believe, about 2 years ago. And he was telling me he didn't realize how much it was going to affect his emotions. When he got up there, he thought it was just going to be, a regular thing. He got on the plane, went up to D.C. and got to see all the monuments. And when he saw the monuments, it really hit him hard. And then on the way home, now he knew that he was on his way home. He did not know that they had a mail call, which all of us had sent in some letters at the request of Honor Flight to him, which then he opened up on the plane flight home, and it got very, very emotional for him. And then something else happened. When he came home from Vietnam out of the service, he did not get welcomed home.
No, he certainly did not.
In fact, he was told by his superiors that when you get off the plane in the United States, get out of your uniform as quickly as possible. Otherwise, you might get run into some protesters and have a unwelcome welcome.
Yeah.
He did that. And then this time when he went on the Honor Flight, when he got back to Springfield in the middle of the night, he was welcomed back and just brought tears to his eyes.
Yeah. But you don't need to hear it from us. Take a listen to Alan Williams. He's a local area veteran that got to go on Honor Flight of the Ozarks. Take a listen to what he had to say about it.
I joined January the 3rd, 1966. I got in the Air Force 10 days before my draft notice came, because back in them days, you didn't have a choice if you'd go or not. They made you. I'm 6'6", and at the time I weighed 200 pounds, and I'd have been a mule packing ammo and the big guns out in the jungle, and I wasn't too fond of that. So I became a typist. I went to, from tech school in Amarillo, Texas, I went to Panama City, Florida, Tyndall. I got so bored that I just volunteered to go to Vietnam. I was blessed that I was in an air-conditioned office, and it wasn't all that happy there either. When we got off the plane, we weren't really appreciated. When I came back from Vietnam, and it's been 57 years ago last month, I got off the plane in Travis Air Force Base, California. And we weren't greeted with a parade. You got your uniform off as quick as you could, just to save your life. But with Honor Flight, and the way they put all of this together, it's just a joy to see everybody together in one big happy family. And that's what I'm really proud about Honor Flight, because they treated us like kings. To me, is a chance to really be appreciated for what we did, and to see people that really cared, and then to be able to go up and see what our founding fathers put together with all of the different monuments. It was just breathtaking.
KZRG News Time 4:15. That was local veteran Alan Williams.
We'd like to thank those that are helping us with the Radiothon today for the Honor Flight to the Ozarks. Highland Dairy, Graphics Connections, Great Plains Federal Credit Union, and MAP Technologies.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for helping make this day possible indeed. And by the way, if you call 417-782-1375 to donate to this truly honorable cause, for this hour and this hour only, your donation will be matched by Satterley Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Meaning, if you donate $100, it's actually $200. If you donate $50, it's actually $100. If you donate $1, it's $2. So please call 417-782-1375 before the hour is up to double your impact on a local area veteran's life. And we've been saying that phrase a lot, local area vet, local area vet. What does that mean? Well, let me explain. What's so phenomenal about Honor Flight of the Ozarks as opposed to other national veteran organizations that do programs similar to this is that it is local. It stays local. Your donation does not go into a big national pot. Your money that you donate here in the 4 states does not go to send a veteran from New York somewhere or a veteran from Idaho or Montana, and thank God for those veterans as well. But it goes to the local 4-state veterans exclusively. Local dollars helping local veterans. That's the power of Honor Flight of the Ozarks. So please, 417-782-1375. And the other cool thing about this program is, yeah, it is local. It is 4 states only.
That's correct.
However, it's also a pretty big deal. As a matter of fact, we were speaking with Lieutenant Governor David Weisinger of the state of Missouri. The Lieutenant Governor, if you're not aware, he's like Vice President of the state of Missouri. And he's aware of Honor Flight of the Ozarks for the 4 states area. Take a listen to what he had to say.
Hi, I'm Missouri Lieutenant Governor David Weisinger. As we celebrate America's 250th birthday, let's also honor those who defended our freedom. Honor Flight of the Ozarks gives local veterans the chance to visit the memorials built in their honor and receive the gratitude they've earned. Please join me and KZRG in supporting this great cause and help send another Missouri veteran to Washington, D.C. Thank you, and God bless our veterans and the United States of America.
417-782-1375. That is the number to call. Do so before the hour is up, and your donation will be matched. Every $10 you donate is actually $20. Every $50 you donate is actually $100. It's being matched this hour by Satterley Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. 417-782-1375 is the number to call. And as Steve had brought up earlier, big shout out to Highland Dairy, Graphics Connections, Great Plains Federal Credit Unions, and MAP Technologies for helping us out as well.
And another thing, we were talking this morning with U.S. Congressman for Southwest Missouri 7th District, Eric Burleson.
Mm-hmm.
And Eric does something that's rather interesting. He's usually in Washington, D.C., welcoming the veterans when they arrive.
Mm-hmm.
Then before they come home, he flies home back to Springfield and welcomes them back when they get to Springfield. Make sure that they feel welcome and helps to celebrate when they get off the plane.
Yeah, some of the veterans thought that he must have a twin or something. Wait a second, did I just see you at D.C.? How are you in Springfield
I mean, that's
now?
the fastest thing they've ever seen Congress do.
Boo.
Boo, yes. yes.
No, actually, I'll give it to you. That was a pretty good joke, Steve. We're up against the clock here, but really quickly, we do have a little bit of weather in the 4 states that you need to be aware of as you're cruising around this afternoon.
Yeah, we have a tornado watch in effect for northeast Oklahoma only. It's in effect until 10 o'clock this evening. There's also a severe thunderstorm warning. It's in effect. It includes the city of Bernal, and also Lamar was included in it. Although the storm is beginning to move away, it's now extended as well as to Jericho Springs, up through the Nevada area, and even it's past Bernal now. It is all moving to the northeast on that. We have another storm. It's not severe, but it's beginning to get some heavy rain. It's right along the Labette and Cherokee County line. It's also moving to the northeast. It'll be getting close to the Weir area in the not too distant future. And we also have a flood watch in effect until 7 o'clock tomorrow night, expecting heavy rain possible, which could cause some flooding locally. Keep it right here on News Talk KZRG. We will keep you up to date.
Yeah, we're absolutely going to be keeping you up to date. Whenever severe weather breaks out, News Talk KZRG breaks in, no exception. Hey, coming up at 4:35 in less than 15 minutes from now, we're going to be hearing from an area veteran named Bryce Lockwood. He is a Missouri veteran who fought in country in Vietnam, who had a truly wonderful experience with the Honor Flight of the Ozark. We're going to be hearing all about that in less than 15 minutes.
Have you heard the news? The Senate rejected a measure to restrict President Trump's Iran war powers following shifts from key Republicans. A powerful earthquake rocked Venezuela, with USGS modeling suggesting that thousands may have been killed. Democrats on Capitol Hill have proposed a bill to cap out-of-pocket Medicare costs for enrollees.
Stay connected for updates all day.
News Talk, KZRG. Depend on it.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Zimmer Cares is proud to partner with Charlie 22 Outdoors.
You've just received your DD-214. Now what? What's your mission? Where do you find purpose? Who's got your six? Veterans are losing the battle to PTSD, but you can find hope, peace, and personal meaning that comes from God's grace with Charlie 22 Outdoors. Reaching out is a sign of strength, and Charlie 22 Outdoors can help you through the battle, just like they've done now for over thousands of veterans. It takes a family to battle PTSD, and anyone interested in joining the mission and supporting the cause are welcome. Tickets are on sale now for the Charlie 22 Outdoors Annual Banquet July 25th. Tickets are just $15 per person, and kids 10 and under are free with each paid adult. Learn more about table sponsorship opportunities and find a full list of future events, resources, and ways to get involved at charlie22outdoors.com.
Here's your KZRG forecast. A flood watch does continue for much of the four-state area through Friday morning. Could be looking at up to another 2 inches of rain. And storms that move across tonight could have some strong and gusty winds where they develop in addition to heavy rain, low 71. Rainfall amounts could average around 2 inches. We'll see diminishing storm chances during the day Friday, but it's going to be hot and humid. Highs in the mid-80s, heat indices into the mid-90s. Another round of storms looks possible Friday night. Low 72, dry and hot for the weekend with highs around 90 Saturday, Sunday. I'm meteorologist Mark Thibodeau in the KZRG Storm Center.
News, weather, politics. Live from the Downstream Casino Resort Studio. News Talk KZRG. Depend on it.
KZRG News Time just before 4:25. It's Ted Pahorkes.
It's Steve Scott.
On FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, News Talk KZRG. We are live for a special afternoon edition of the KZRG Morning News Watch, the KZRG Afternoon News Watch, if you will, for a very special reason. Today is KZRG and Zimmer Marketing's Honor Flight of the Ozarks Radiothon. We are helping raise money for Honor Flight of the Ozarks, which is a local program that sends local veterans to Washington, D.C. to see the national monuments, the war monuments that were built in honor of their sacrifice. These are more than just statues. They're more than just a wall. It's more than just stone and brick and mortar. It is a physical manifestation of their sacrifice, protecting you and I's rights. And unfortunately, the grim reality is a lot of area veterans never get a chance to see them with their own eyes. We want to fix that. Honor Flight of the Ozarks wants to fix that. Please help us make it possible to send local veterans to D.C. for this once-in-a-lifetime trip. 417-782-1375 is the number to call to make a donation. And for this hour, for the rest of this hour, which goes on for, here's some quick math, 35 more minutes.
Well, 34 and a half.
All right, well, now Steve's just showing off. But for the next 34 and a half minutes, and then if you donate within the next 34 and a half minutes, Satterley Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning will be matching your donation. So if you donate just $5, good news is It's now $10 with that
That's
match
right.
for this hour. If you donate $50, it's $100. That's the impact that donating this hour has. 417-782-1375.
We have lots of operators standing by to take your calls, and they'll take it in style.
Yeah, they will.
They do
a lot
great
of
job.
style. Every time you call, they have a bunch of little fireworks that they shoot off in style.
That's what's causing the fog in the office.
Yeah, the local fire department is not a fan of it. However, we go big or we go home.
That's
we got
true.
style here on KZRG. Speaking of which, Mother Nature has a little bit of style as well, a little bit of zest in her this afternoon. What are we looking at on the KZRG Storm Tracker radar, Steve?
Well, the heaviest rain right now is up around Nevada, down to around Jericho Springs, and then down to around Greenfield. That is all moving to the northeast and moving out of the area. We have one other area of some heavy rain. It's right now around the west mineral part of Cherokee County. That is kind of moving towards the Pittsburgh area. There's nothing severe in that one. We have a tornado watch in effect for northeast Oklahoma until 10 o'clock this evening. Not used to saying this evening at this time of the day. And then also on the top of that, we have a flood watch in effect until 7 o'clock tomorrow night with heavy rain possible. We'll let you know some good news on the KZRG Storm Tracker radar. As of this point, it looks like we might get a break from the rain for at least a little bit after we get through this in about probably the next hour or so.
Yeah. I want to play for you really quick. We interviewed John Hustling. He was a guardian on the honor flight of the Ozarks. Take a listen to what he had to say about this great program.
So I'd say their role is to keep an eye on the veteran and to help as needed. So some of the guys and ladies, some of them have mobility issues. Some of them need to be pushed around in a wheelchair. Some of them just need someone to be with them. They like people to hang in groups of 2 by 2 so that nobody gets lost or wandered off. That's a lot of people to keep corralled. We had 183 people on the flight, so that's a big group. So organization is super important, and having each veteran be accompanied by someone is part of their formula. I met my veteran on a couple of weeks before the actual flight. We had a planning meeting, organizing meeting. The preparation really involved just going to a training session. They had everybody there, and they gave us the rundown on what the calendar would look like, what time we had to be there. As you can imagine, it's a long day, so we had to be at the airport very, very early. Seems like it was 3:30 in the morning, or maybe a little bit earlier than that. It's a super worthwhile cause to donate to. A small amount of money can help make the flight happen. The vets go at no charge. If you know a veteran that you'd like to recognize, certainly make a donation to help with the flight.
Yeah, and you can make that donation today. Heck, you can make that donation right now by calling 417-782-1375. Also, quickly, I want to give a big shout-out to some local organizations that are helping make today possible. Highland Dairy, Graphics Connections, Great Plains Federal Credit Union, and MAP Technology. And again, if you donate within the next 30 minutes, your donation will be matched by Satterley Plumbing, Heating, and Air, turning a $3 donation into $6, turning a $50 donation into $100. If you were looking for a cause that is worthy of your time and dollars, this is it. 417-782-1375. Coming up in less than 10 minutes, we're going to be hearing from an area vet that fought in country in Vietnam that went on the honor flight. And he's going to tell us just how meaningful, special, valuable that this trip is. And I'm very convinced that after you hear what he has to say in less than 10 minutes, you're going to be calling 417-782-1375.
America is turning 250 years old, and in honor of this great nation's birthday, News Talk KZRG wants to give you a gift: a cotton American flag flown over the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. Enter to win once daily inside the KZRG app for your chance at this historic gift. You can download the KZRG app inside the App Store or Google Play Store, because there's no better way to celebrate the greatest country on earth than by flying her flag. KZRG.
Fox News, I'm Deborah Valentine. The evacuation of ships through the Strait of Hormuz is paused after the British military said a vessel was hit by a projectile off the coast of Oman. Fox's Aisha Hasni.
U.S. officials are confirming to us that an IRGC drone actually hit that ship as it was trying to leave the strait today near Oman. Iran has warned ships out there that transiting the strait without their authorization will be dealt with.
The head of the International Maritime Organization says the moving of ships out of the Persian Gulf is on hold until the agency can confirm safety guarantees for ships. After a heated meeting between President Trump and Republicans, the Senate voting 50-47 just before midnight to reject a war powers resolution regarding the Iran conflict, the passage reversing a historic bipartisan rebuke passed 24 hours earlier. America's listening to Fox News.
Continuing to watch showers and thunderstorms push through the area, but nothing severe for Joplin at this time. I'm Cy Albright. Here's what's trending at News Talk KZRG at 4:31, but we still need to be weather aware because there are chances for storm redevelopment as we progress towards sunset. So again, let's just download that Zimmer Storm Center app and make sure we've got multiple ways to get watches and warnings because there will be further chances for damaging winds, some hail, and even rotating storms later on tonight. Tornado watch is only in effect right now for northeast Oklahoma. We'll keep you up to date right here, News Talk KZRG. Here in a few minutes, back to the afternoon edition of the KZRG Morning News Watch. It's the Honor Flight of the Ozarks Radiothon as we continue to try to help veterans, local veterans that is, get to Washington, D.C. so that they can personally see with their own two eyes the war memorials, the war monuments that were built in their honor. Also, make sure you are in Webb City, downtown Webb City, Saturday, 10 a.m. to 3. It's the Red White Sip and Shop event. All proceeds there, a lot of those at least go to help those veterans get to D.C. as well. A man from Miami, Oklahoma, that's got a history of spousal abuse, given a life sentence for domestic violence, that being 37-year-old Joseph Edward Eppinger. The jury deliberated for about 2.5 hours, and he was convicted of battery, strangulation, and those domestic assaults. I'm Cy Albright, KZRG.
Here are the facts about State Senator Jill Carter. Fact: in the State Senate, Jill Carter is consistently siding against Missouri parents, choosing radical liberal unions instead. Fact: Senator Jill Carter joined every single Democrat to vote against the Parents' Bill of Rights, blocking transparency and keeping parents in the dark about what's being taught in the classroom. Fact: Senator Jill Carter voted to allow radical ideologies to be taught in public schools. Fact: when it came time to actually pass the bill that delivered President Trump's school choice agenda, protections for homeschool families, better pay for teachers, and increased funding for public schools, Senator Jill Carter walked away. Stack the facts up, and it's clear to see that Senator Jill Carter isn't fighting for the issues that matter most to us.
Call State Senator Jill Carter and tell her to stop voting against Missouri parents and President Trump's agenda. 573-751-2173. Paid for by American Federation for Children, Inc.
Your Touchstone Energy Cooperative knows safety is the backbone of reliability. From the ongoing training of our line workers to classroom safety programs for our kids, our commitment to electrical safety has always been job one. So we can deliver reliable energy and peace of mind. That's why safety runs through everything we do.
Newmac Electric Cooperative, your Touchstone Energy partner.
Here's your KZRG forecast. A flood watch does continue for much of the four-state area through Friday morning. Could be looking at up to another 2 inches of rain. And storms that move across tonight could have some strong and gusty winds where they develop in addition to heavy rain, low 71. Rainfall amounts could average around 2 inches. We'll see diminishing storm chances during the day Friday, but it's going to be hot and humid. Highs in the mid-80s, heat indices into the mid-90s. Another round of storms looks possible Friday night. Low 72, dry and hot for the weekend with highs around 90 Saturday, Sunday. I'm meteorologist Mark Thibodeau in the KZRG Storm Center.
The latest is always heard on News Talk, KZRG 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310. News Talk, KZRG. Depend on it.
KZRG News Time 4:35 on FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310 News Talk KZRG. Ted Bohorquez
and Steve Scott
live and in living color for the afternoon edition of the KZRG Morning News Watch. Not just because we like to hear ourselves talk, although that is admittedly a part of it.
Well, especially for you.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
I also like to look at myself in the mirror, Steve. I'm a multifaceted individual.
Oh, we know you like to look at yourself in the mirror. Boy, do we know that.
No, the real reason we're live this afternoon is because we are raising money for Honor Flight of the Ozarks. This is a program that sends local veterans to Washington, D.C. to see the war monuments that were built in their honor. These are more than just memorials. They are physical representations of these veterans' sacrifice. And unfortunately, a lot of area veterans have never had the opportunity to see them with their own two eyes. We want to fix that with your help. Call now, 417-782-1375 to donate. And if you donate within the next less than 30 minutes here, then your donation will be matched by Satterley Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Your $5 donation is suddenly $10. Your $50 donation is suddenly $100. Now, aside from that, unfortunately, we all also have a little bit of weather in the 4 states, don't we, Steve?
Yeah, we got a flood watch in effect until 7 o'clock tomorrow night, with the possibility of a lot of heavy rain over the next 24 to 36 hours. Now, keep that in mind. We've got some heavy rain in the area right now, but some good news. It looks like the heaviest rain is beginning to fall apart a little bit here in the immediate 4-state area. And also looks like we're going to have a break in the action rain-wise here within probably the next hour or so, as it's beginning to move into the central part of Labette County, and it's falling apart, getting less and less rain heaviness. We do have a tornado watch in effect for northeast Oklahoma until 10 o'clock tonight. Again, that flood watch in effect all the way until 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Keep it here on News Talk KZRG. We will keep you informed.
Mm-hmm. I want to play for you now an interview that KZRG had conducted with Bryce Lockwood. Bryce is a Missouri veteran who fought in country in Vietnam. He's a retired gunnery sergeant of the United States Marine Corps. He's joining us right now. Bryce, tell us a little bit about your time in the service.
I spent 2 months on Hill 327, Freedom Hill, right close to the Da Nang main air base runway. You could see the entire northern I-Corps of Vietnam fighting going on, especially at night. You could see firefights with tracers. Spooky, the gunship, would come over and have a fire mission. It looked like a hose of fire going down on enemy positions. We got struck in the night one night there. Hill 327 was very steep. There was a lot of elephant grass in the rocks. The Marines would send in a CH-53 helicopter with drums of 55-gallon Agent Orange. They'd kick those drums out the back. They'd explode on the rocks, shower all that elephant grass with that Agent Orange, and then spray it with a flamethrower. And we were eating that smoke. But it did kill the elephant grass, but it didn't seem to matter. Somehow, in the middle of the night, we managed to have enemy troops penetrate the wire. There were 3 U.S. KIAs and 3 enemy KIAs in the wire. What was so ironic to me was we had spotlights on enemy bodies that were lying in the wire all night long, supposedly U.S. troops watching them, and yet first morning light, they were gone. One thing I thought was really ironic, many years later, I was doing bookwork. My wife called me from the kitchen Sunday evening, and she said, "Honey, come here a minute." And there was a program on the air. A U.S. newsman was in a cavern in Vietnam, Da Nang. That cavern was underneath our feet on Hill 327. It was an entire cathedral, a hospital, service facilities carved out of the rock. Unbelievable. Dan Rather was the newsman that did that special.
And did you know that's what was under your feet all that time?
No. We suspected tunnels. They were everywhere in Vietnam, called spider holes. They'd have a place where you could get out of the tunnel, and it was camouflaged so well, it's very difficult to tell where those openings were. There were lots of American troops that were killed and wounded as a result of those tunnels in Vietnam. Ironically, years later, 1990s when I worked for Associated Grocers in Springfield. One of my fellow employees there was a tunnel rat in Vietnam. I thought, oh my God, how did you manage to survive? Entering those tunnels with nothing but a flashlight and a 45, just, it boggles my mind. And these fellows, these veterans, are what Honor Flight is all about.
Speaking of Honor Flight, Bryce, I know that you actually had the privilege of being able to go on an Honor Flight. Walk us through that experience.
I would say to the veterans that are out there that have been putting it off, if you are eligible to go, put in an application. I had friends of mine that urged me for years to go on the Honor Flight. Oh, I was too busy. I got work to do. I've got this to do. I've got that to do. Don't put it off. Put in an application and go. This is an honor to you, the serviceman. My Honor Flight, I was scheduled to go in May. I don't like Washington in the spring and summer. It's so hot and humid. So could you possibly put it off until October? I was rescheduled for October, and I went the middle part of October. A gentleman by the name of John Whitsing was a CPA in Joplin, was my guardian for the trip. And we had a delightful time. We struck off a friendship from the moment we met in the pre-flight briefing that we had. It was just so nice to meet all these people. And during the briefing, pre-flight briefing, there were just dozens of people there who were escorts, the doctors, the nurses that provide care for the trip, volunteers handing out coffee and donuts and cookies. It was just such a wonderful experience. And then when we got to Washington, oh my goodness, Dulles Airport, the welcoming folks that were there, just, it was unbelievable. John Whitsing's family met us there. He had a daughter that lived in the area. Daughter and grandson came to meet us. And that was just a portion of the dozens and dozens of people that were there with signs to welcome home veterans. When we came home from Vietnam, that was something we didn't have. Oh, and the monuments. We had 2 buses full of veterans that were taking the tour of Washington. We had police escorts. Traffic was stopped. Morning rush hour, Washington, D.C., and traffic was stopped for these escorts to take the buses through. It makes you feel so important. And then the memorials. Oh, my goodness. The Franklin D. Roosevelt Memorial was so impressive to me. He was elected to 4 terms back in the 1930s and 40s. Wartime, World War II, at the height of the entire war, he was there. Explanations in stone of some of his words that led to victory in World War II. Then, previous to World War II, there's a memorial about the Depression years. Statues of men and women in a soup line, clothes in tatters, waiting for a free handout. And excuse me, but we see a lot of that today's culture, just people hungry, homeless veterans. We really need to do something to make their lives better.
And of all that, Bryce, in terms of being a veteran that fought in Vietnam, someone that did not get a warm welcome home, I'm sure, back in those years, what did it mean to you to have this trip?
Oh, it was so rewarding, Ted. I think one of the things that struck me the most was the return trip. You have to be at the airport very early in the morning. I think like 3 o'clock in the morning we had to be there. 0300 for you military folks. So it's a very long day. It takes quite a while to get everything together before you can even board the plane. Clearance is pretty quick. Oh, and I should back up and say something about that. We got ready to go on the plane, and there was an honor guard there. Side boys would be the Navy military term, from the JROTC in Willard saluting us as we got aboard the plane. Touching! Oh my gosh, it was touching. And then the return flight. You're dead dog tired. You've done a lot of walking. We were at the Tomb in the Unknowns, and there was a changing of the honor guard. It's so impressive of the respect given to our fallen servicemen and women. Lincoln Memorial, just so much history. You're dead dog tired. You get back on the plane for the return trip. You just want a nap. And it seemed like you're just sleeping real good. Mail call! Wake everybody up. Pass out packets of mail. I couldn't believe it. Thank you notes from people I'd never met. A retired circuit judge from Joplin sent me the nicest note of thanks. Oh my gosh, I treasure it. And that's just example of school children that sent drawings, thank you notes. And for you folks that are thinking of supporting Honor Flight, I ask you to be generous, and I want you to know I'm grateful.
Now, Bryce, I feel like vets, they are a very stoic community. Oftentimes they don't ask for help, even though maybe they should. And I know with Honor Flight, there is a history where some veterans feel they're not deserving to go on Honor Flight. They feel that it should go to someone else.
I felt that way. And excuse me, this is a grateful nation saying thank you for your service.
What would you say to those veterans that feel they're not deserving, that say to themselves, do it for somebody else?
Ted, excuse me, that's exactly how I felt. And that's what Honor Flight is all about, is saying thank you to you for your service. You are deserving. Put in the application. You will not regret it. You will treasure it the rest of your life.
And Bryce, for people that are thinking of getting involved either via donations or even being a chaperone, what would you say to them to encourage them?
Oh, wow, the rewards. I was not a guardian myself, but John Whitsing spoke over and over about how rewarding it was to him. He is a member of the Rotary Club there in Joplin, and he actually asked me to come to Joplin, I think in January this year, and speak to the Rotary Club about the Honor Flight. And it just so rewarding to everyone involved. This is our country. This is what's made us free. But please, if you are a veteran and you are eligible for the Honor Flight, do it.
Yeah, do it. No, exactly. And I feel like it's one of those things where it might be scary for some people for a myriad of reasons, but it's exactly that, right? Just do it. Just do it.
Oh, the rewards are so much better than the anxiety that you go through trying to make up your mind whether you want to take off from work or whatever it is. Do it. It is so rewarding. So rewarding. And the folks involved, I don't know how many people came to me in the Dulles airport that were volunteers. And I'm thanking them, and they're thanking me.
Bryce, is there anything else that you think people should know, either veterans, what veterans should know about Honor Flight, or people that are thinking about volunteering? Is there anything else you think people should know?
There's plenty of room for volunteers, folks passing out coffee. It's early in the morning when you leave, and there's a need there. Folks passing out Honor Flight caps, a treasure mine. There's a need there. There's room for volunteers there. It takes money. This is a charter flight, charter buses. They have to be paid for. So if you were in a position where you could donate, that would be greatly appreciated. And I don't know, when I give to charity, I just feel so much better. There's something about the human mind that when you give, your brain produces dopamine, which is calming. Do it.
What a very, very touching story. Now, many local veterans have never been given the opportunity to see the monuments built in their honor in D.C. Honor Flight gives them that opportunity. Please help out. Call now to say thank you to a vet today by calling and making a donation at 417-782-1375. That's 417-782-1375. And if you call this hour, we've got a match.
That's right. If you donate within the next 12 minutes here, then your donation will be matched by Satterley Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Meaning if you donate just $5, it's now $10. Why not double that even further? Donate $10, it's now $20. Heck, donate $50, and suddenly it's $100 to send veterans like Bryce Lockwood, who you just heard, to D.C. to see their monuments for a truly once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
You are listening to News Talk KZRG's Radiothon for Honor Flight of the Ozarks. It will continue all the way until 6 o'clock tonight. We'd love to have you to make a donation. Again, the phone number is 417-782-1375, 417-782-1375.
Yeah, and a big shout out to some of the local companies that helped make this possible. Highland Dairy, Graphics Connections, Great Plains Federal Credit Union, MAP Technologies as well. Big shout out to them, and big shout out to you for sticking with us and for calling 417-782-1375 to say thank you to a local area veteran. That's 417-782-1375. KZRG News Time. It is currently 4:50.
Hinkle's Ace Hardware, they've got what you need there.
Every Saturday morning on Hinkle's Home Inside and Out, Chris and I are here to help you understand new products, learn about old products, or just better understand techniques to make your project easier. You never know what we'll discuss. We've talked about too many crazy things to mention over the years. So listen in Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. right here on 102.9 and 105.9 FM, 1310 a.m. News Talk KZRG.
Hinkle's Ace Hardware Store.
The Wisdom of the Praying Mantis, Chapter 2.
I will jump into the road,
said the adolescent insect.
No, young grasshopper, do not test the pavement, for you run the risk of being washed away in a hurricane. Car wash.
The praying mantis wisely replied.
I don't understand. How does this happen?
As the insects attempt to cross the grassless divide, a human comes along in an automobile. Many bugs then collide with what is called a bumper. The wise humans then wash away the splattered remains at a place called Hurricane Car Wash. They seem to like it very much. It has an app that allows them to buy memberships to this place and wash their cars as much as they like.
Say goodbye to bug guts at Hurricane Car Wash. Get unlimited daily washes in the soft touch or touch-free bays 24/7 at all 3 of their locations. Download the Touch 4 Wash app today or find out more at hurricanecarwash.net. When the only thing strong enough to fight the dirt is a hurricane. Hurricane Car Wash.
Hi, Sandy. What's that?
I'm reading up on this Amendment 4 on the August ballot.
What's 4?
Amendment 4 absurdly creates a new un-American minority veto power, but only for ballot issues that we citizens put on the ballot.
Don't they say it'll protect conservative ideas?
Truth gets in the way of their story. Amendment 4 would mean as few as 5% of the most liberal statewide voters in one congressional district could veto any good conservative idea or reform, even when a big majority supports it.
That does sound un-American. How did that get on the ballot?
The politicians put it there, and it would empower a small minority of liberals. They could stop funding for police, stop tax cuts, or any other common-sense conservative policy we support.
Only 5%? One district? That would make it nearly impossible to pass needed reforms or rein in politicians.
Yep, Amendment 4 is a misguided power grab by politicians. I'm voting no on Amendment 4.
Right. I'm not giving up my constitutional rights. It's a hard no on 4.
Paid for by Missourians for Fair Governance.
When it comes to your yard, reliability matters. Shop with confidence at the Home Depot and get 4th of July savings on Ryobi, the #1 cordless outdoor power brand. It's time to choose your power. Both the Ryobi 18-volt and 40-volt self-propelled mower kits are on special buy for an even lower price of $429 each, was $479. Ryobi's battery platform delivers the power, runtime, and dependability you need to tackle yard work with ease. Shop 4th of July savings on Ryobi outdoor power only at the Home Depot. While supplies last, pricing valid June 25th through July 8th. U.S. only. See store online for details.
Staples presents Celebrations Made Easy.
I was throwing a party for the twins and had custom invites and a banner printed at Staples. And that's when I saw Party City is now at Staples.
Party City? No way!
So now Staples has all your printing needs and everything you need for a party.
Everything times 2.
And now at Staples, save 25% on all custom banners.
Party City is now at Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in-store, online, or on the app. Some banners available same day when ordered by 12 p.m. Ins 8-1 exclusions apply.
Here's your KZRG forecast. A flood watch does continue for much of the 4-state area through Friday morning. Could be looking at up to another 2 inches of rain. And storms that move across tonight could have some strong and gusty winds where they develop in addition to heavy rain, low 71. Rainfall amounts could average around 2 inches. We'll see diminishing storm chances during the day Friday, but it's going to be hot and humid. Highs in the mid-80s, heat indices into the mid-90s. Another round of storms looks possible Friday night. Low 72, dry and hot for the weekend with highs around 90 Saturday, Sunday. I'm meteorologist Mark Thibodeau in the KZRG Storm Center.
A lot going on in the world. Keep it tuned right here, News Talk KZRG, for the latest local news and weather. Just a few minutes away, I'm Cy Albright in the KZRG 24-hour News Center.
Steve Scott in the KZRG control room taking a look at the KZRG Storm Tracker radar. Light rain right now, maybe a couple of small areas of some moderate rain. It is mostly in southeast Kansas and southwest Missouri. The dry line is moving right now from around Parsons, getting close to running out of rain in the Oswego area down to Chetopa as it's moving to the east-northeast. So we've got a break in the rain for just a little bit and not too far down the road. We do have a tornado watch in effect for northeast Oklahoma until 10 o'clock tonight. A flood watch has been extended until 7 o'clock tomorrow night For all the KZRG listening area, keep it here on News Talk KZRG. We will keep you up to date.
When severe weather breaks out, News Talk KZRG breaks in. KZRG News Time 4:55. The reason why you're hearing the sweet and sultry voices of one Ted Bojorquez and sinister Steve Scott is because News Talk KZRG, we are doing our Honor Flight of the Ozarks Radiothon today, raising money for local veterans to send them on an honor flight, which is where local veterans go to Washington, D.C. to see the war monuments that were built in their honor, which is something that unfortunately not every area veteran is able to do in their lifetime. We're trying to fix that problem. We're trying to make that no longer a thing with Honor Flight of the Ozarks. So please help us in this endeavor. Help us show our veterans that when we say thank you for your service, we mean it. And you can help us show them that by calling right now at 417-782-1375. And if you donate before the hour is up, it's 56 right now. It's 4:56. If you donate within the next 4 minutes, your donation will be matched by Satterley Plumbing and Heating, Heating and Air Conditioning. Meaning, if you donate $50 in the next 4 minutes, the impact to a local veteran's life is $100. If you donate $100, the impact is $200. That's the cash match, thanks to Satterley Plumbing and Heating and Air Conditioning, but only for the rest of this hour. You got 4 minutes to call 417-782-1310. Something else that's really cool is that this is not just a niche thing we're doing. In fact, there's a lot of eyes on this. Take a listen to this.
Hi, I'm Missouri Lieutenant Governor David Wassinger. As we celebrate America's 250th birthday, let's also honor those who defended our freedom. Honor Flight of the Ozarks gives local veterans the chance to visit the memorials built in their honor and receive the gratitude they've earned. Please join me and KZRG in supporting this great cause and help send another Missouri veteran to Washington, D.C. Thank you, and God bless our veterans and the United States of America.
This is a local cause for local veterans with a statewide attention. That's pretty important.
It is very important.
That's pretty cool. 417-782-1375. That is the number to call to make a donation. You got 3 minutes to get your donation doubled. Double your donation for free within the next 3 minutes thanks to Satterley Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. 417-782-1375. That's the number to call to thank a veteran for their service in a meaningful and tangible way.
Hey, your friend Sean Hannity here. Join KZRG all day today to help raise money to send our local veterans to Washington, D.C. with the Honor Flight of the Ozarks.
I'm Dan Loney with Your Money Now. A mixed bag for Wall Street today. The Dow Industrial Average picked up 71 points, ending the day at 51,920, but the Nasdaq was in the red, down 118 points, and the S&P 500 was off by a point. Mixed results for Darden Restaurants, the parent company of Olive Garden, Longhorn Steakhouse, and other chains. Earnings per share beat at $3.66, while revenue was a slight miss at $3.72 billion. That revenue number benefited from an extra week in the quarter. Across all its restaurants, Darden sales rose 4.6%, which was better than expectations, and shares today were down less than 1%. J.P. Morgan Chase has lifted Doug Petno and Troy Robraugh to the role of co-president. Petno will be CEO of the Commercial Investment Banking Division. Robraugh will take over as the CEO of the company's Consumer Banking Division. They take over for Mariana Lake, who's retiring. She was at one point considered to be a potential successor for Jamie Dimon. That's Your Money Now.
Choosing to buy a gun was not a decision I took lightly. But with everything going on, I really wanted to feel like I could protect myself. I hadn't thought about the danger of an unlocked gun in my own home until...
Mia, where are your napkins? Ooh, not that drawer. Unless anyone needs a gun.
Now, I always lock my gun to keep everyone safe. Visit endfamilyfire.org to learn how to store your guns more securely. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
My Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take, but early detection allowed us to take control of the situation together.
Talk to your family about seeing a doctor. Go to alz.org/time-to-talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Breaking news as it happens on News Talk KZRG. Depend on it. News Talk KZRG. Depend on it. The four states news, talk, and severe weather station. KZRG, KIXQ HD2, Joplin. A free service of Zimmer Marketing. It's 5 o'clock.
Reversing course. I'm Deborah Valentine, Fox News. Senate Republicans rejected a war powers resolution early Thursday after a heated meeting with President Trump. The measure would have symbolically blocked further military action in Iran. Fox's Aisha Hasni reports from the White House.
The president was on a victory lap, especially after convincing enough Senate Republicans to change their minds and block a war powers resolution to limit his authority over what's happening in Iran. He says that has now put Iran on notice, but a U.S. official confirms for us that Iran attacked a cargo ship in the Strait of Hormuz after Iran was warning ships that transiting the strait without authorization through them would be dealt with.
The International Maritime Organization has paused its plan to evacuate ships from the Strait of Hormuz. The move after the British military said a vessel was hit by a projectile off the coast of Oman following the passage of several tankers that used a route backed by the UN. The U.S. is deploying assistance to Venezuela following deadly earthquakes within 30 seconds of each other. Speaking to reporters in Bahrain, Secretary of State Marco Rubio says American search and rescue teams are deployed to assist Venezuela.
We're already deploying search and rescue teams from Fairfax County, Virginia, and Los Angeles. There'll be some others we'll add. That's their most immediate need right now is search and rescue efforts. They have a much of collapsed buildings, and so they'll need a lot of help in terms of digging through that.
The president of Venezuela's National Assembly says the death toll from Thursday's back-to-back earthquakes have left at least 188 people dead. Rescuers are trying to free at least another 200 victims. Russia on the defense. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky says Russia is moving a significant part of its air defenses to protect a handful of prime targets. America's listening to Fox News.
Showers and thunderstorms pushing through. Nothing severe, though, right now. I'm Cy Albright. Here's what's trending in Newswatch KZRG at 5:02. Do need to watch for storm redevelopments as we progress towards sunsets. Tornado watch in effect for northeast Oklahoma, but again, most of these showers have been tame at this time. Still, flash flooding concern tonight, so please remember, turn around, don't drown. Let's still be weather aware. Download that Zimmer Storm Center app. Of course, we'll continue another hour of the afternoon edition of the KZRG Morning News Watch. It's the Honor Flight of the Ozarks Radiothon. We're trying to send the local veterans to D.C., our nation's capital, to see the war monuments and memorials that were built in their honor. And then, of course, we mentioned it several times, but make sure you're out in downtown Webb City Saturday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. for the Red White Sip and Shop event, that is also going to help raise money to get local veterans, fly them to D.C. to see those monuments. It's a life sentence for a man from Miami, Oklahoma, who has a history of domestic violence incidents. 37-year-old Joseph Eppinger, convicted of domestic assault, battery, and strangulation. Again, a life sentence for him. Well, it's 10 years in prison for a man from Joplin that was homeless at the time when he hits a 14-year-old boy in the back of the head with a machete. Read the story at Jared Barnes, newstalkkzrg.com. I'm Cy Albright for Newstalk-KZRG.
250 years ago, on a balmy July day, a bunch of bad men in Venetian red coats and powdered wigs were roasting their asses off. This July, we celebrate the land of the free and the home of the brave with good grilling, community fireworks shows, and blasting the AC. Happy Independence Day. 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310. Breaking news as it happens on News Talk KZRG.
You hear that, Jason? Woo! It's the sound of another person learning about the financing options at Bridgewater Roofing.
They sound pretty excited about our customized payment plans, Josh.
Yeah, we made buying a new roof affordable with payment plans designed to fit your budget.
That's a lot to get excited about. And don't forget quick approval and flexible terms. That's because at Bridgewater Roofing, we've got you covered.
Come visit our showroom or learn more at bridgewaterroofing.net.
Reputation, quality, and value too. Bridgewater Roofing takes care of you.
Now, this 25th anniversary of 9/11, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation remains committed to honoring the heroes shaped by that day. Heroes like NYPD Detective Victor Vargas, a U.S. Air Force veteran who died from pancreatic cancer after serving in the World Trade Center recovery efforts. Tunnel to Towers honored Detective Vargas by paying off the family's mortgage. You can donate $11 a month, and you can amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
Here it comes.
Surprise! There's an avocado shortage! Now half your food truck menu is costing more than it's making you! Also, you're out of napkins! Those aren't cheap!
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise? Saving 13% on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, an ice cream truck stole your parking spot! Looks like you're in a turf war!
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
This weather update is powered by Zimmer Marketing, locally owned, deeply invested in the 4 states, and proud to give back to the community we love. Grow your business with people who care. Visit ZimmerMarketing.com to get started today.
Here's your KZRG forecast. Flood watch continues through Friday morning. Still could be looking at some heavy rainfall, showers and thunderstorms that move through this evening. Could also have some strong and gusty winds in addition to heavy rain. Stay weather aware. Low 71, up to 2 inches of additional rain looks possible that could cause some flooding. I'm meteorologist Mark Thibodeau in the KZRG Storm Center.
It's FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310 News Talk KZRG. You are joining us live right now for special edition, afternoon edition of the KZRG Morning News Watch with me, Ted Bohorquez.
And me, Steve Scott.
And we're doing this for a very special cause. Honor Flight of the Ozarks. It is a program that aims to send local veterans to Washington, D.C. to see the war memorials that were built in their honor. They were built in honor of their sacrifice to keep this freedom that we have in this country, that so many other countries are trying to pull from our hands. And thank God for those veterans that made sure that didn't happen. And thank God for the armed men and women that are currently in the armed services that continue to make sure it doesn't happen. And we are trying to say thank you in a tangible way with Honor Flight of the Ozarks. Those monuments are physical manifestations to represent their sacrifice and the sacrifice of their families to keep you and your family safe here in the United States. And unfortunately, so many area veterans have never once laid eyes on them with their own eyes. And that's just a darn right shame. That's just something that we at KZRG simply won't stand for. We can't stand for it.
No, I would agree with you on that. And by the way, a lot of the Vietnam veterans, they did not get a welcome home when they came home from the war.
No, they did not.
And on the Honor Flight of the Ozarks, when they're coming home from having the day at Washington, D.C., they get a welcome, a huge welcome at the Springfield Regional Airport whenever they land.
Yes, they do. We're trying to make sure that they know that they're appreciated. And for our Vietnam veterans in the 4 states area, unfortunately, we're letting them know much later than we should have as a country. But better late than never. We want to let them know that we appreciate them for their sacrifice all those many years ago. And you can help us make sure they know that we appreciate them by calling 417-782-1375 and saying thank you to a veteran. Call that number right now, 417-782-1375. So that way veterans know that they're appreciated by the 4 states area for their sacrifice. And what's really, really exciting about Honor Flight of the Ozarks is it is local. There's a lot of, I know for those that, watch Fox News and things like that, there's so many organizations that help veterans, and that's amazing. That is completely amazing, and by no means is there a competition.
No.
I mean, there's no such thing as being too grateful for local veterans, for any veteran in this country. So by no means is there a competition, but what's cool about this program, as opposed to others, is other programs you donate, and your money goes into a giant national pool. And that's fine. Thank God for veterans across, coast to coast, of course.
Right.
But what's cool about Honor Flight is your local dollars go to help local veterans. And when I say local, I mean local. This program only aids veterans that live in the 4 states area. Local money saying thank you to local veterans. That's cool. And despite this local focus, it also has a statewide and national recognition, attention for it. As a matter of fact, we're joined now by Missouri U.S. Congressman Eric Burleson from Washington, D.C. Congressman, thanks for joining us.
Hey, good to be on.
Congressman, today News Talk KZRG is doing a radiothon to help send local area veterans to Washington, D.C. to see the monuments that were built in their honor as a thank you for their service. I know that you have done a lot of work with area veterans and even with Honor Flight of the Ozarks. Tell us about that experience and what it means to you, this service of theirs.
It is, so receiving the veterans when they come into town is the most humbling experience of my life. You have these men who have fought and made sacrifices for this country, for the rights and the freedoms that I have the burden and the obligation to protect from my role. And it is just such an overwhelming experience. And also seeing these veterans whenever they come home, a lot of times when they land at the airport, I'll greet them off the plane. And when they get that welcome home that many of them never got, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of our Vietnam veterans who were shunned and in some ways like protested against and spit on coming home, they never got that welcome home that they deserved. And when they get off that plane, you see grown men tear up. And it is, so I'm telling you, if you're listening and you want to make a huge difference, give to the honor flights. Because you're setting things right for these veterans and giving them that chance that they deserve in the final years, for many of them, in the final years of their lives. So, yeah, I can't say enough about how great things about the honor flight.
Yeah. And Missouri U.S. Congressman Eric Burleson, I know sometimes when you're in D.C. and the honor flight goes through town, you actually go out and meet with them in D.C. at some of their monuments. What is it like seeing the veterans, seeing their monuments, for some of them for the first time in their lives?
It's awesome. It's an awesome thing. And it's a long day for them. I mean, they got on the plane, 4 a.m, which means often they were up and at them at 2 a.m. in order to do it. And they get here to the nation's capital. For them, it's a whirlwind day seeing a lot of these things, but it's just so humbling. I will never forget the first time I greeted the honor flight that, was coming in. I was standing at the new World War II memorial and standing there. And whenever I saw them come down the ramp, I started tearing up. And it's just like this overwhelming feeling came over me of a sense of pride of the idea of like saying, these are some of the greatest people on the planet, greatest human beings in the world. And I get the privilege of being able to greet them here. It's an overwhelming experience, and I would encourage anybody who wants to volunteer and be one of the Sherpas or the people that are helping. If you ever have that chance to do it, and if you have any opportunity to give, there's not a better cause that you could possibly give to.
Yeah. Thanks, Missouri U.S. Congressman Eric Burleson, for joining us. I couldn't agree more with Congressman Burleson, 7th District of Missouri, about that. There is no better cause to give to. This is the one. This is, if you are waiting for a moment, if you're waiting for something to give to, this is your call to action. 417-782-1375. That's the number to call to help make it right for these veterans that didn't get a welcome home. Help fix that historic crime that our veterans had to face, especially our Vietnam veterans. 417-782-1375.
And whatever you donate now, we've got a special match going on for this hour. It includes the match from
Big John's Roll-Off. So if you donate $5, Big John makes it $10. If you donate $50, Big John makes it $100. Big shout out to Big John's Roll-Off. We also have a little bit of weather in the 4 states, by the way.
KZRG Storm Tracker Radar showing some heavier rain right now around Lamar. It's nothing severe at this point. It's all moving to the northeast. Now, good news, we've got a dry line coming up with rain coming to an end in some areas, at least for a little while, as there's more development several counties back to the north and northwest. The dry line right now is including Oswego. You're out of the rain now. Also, it's getting close to West Mineral. McCune, you're getting pretty much out of the rain right now, and that will probably be out of the Joplin area, I'm going to say in about an hour, maybe an hour and a half at the very most. So we've got a break coming. Now, we do have a flood watch in effect. They've extended it until 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Possibility of heavy rain all the way until then. Plus, also in northeast Oklahoma, a tornado watch in effect until 10 o'clock. Keep it here on News Talk KZRG. We will keep you up to date.
I'm Cy Albright in the KZRG 24-hour news center. Coming up for you at 5:30, a look at our severe weather chances for the rest of the evening. Also, how you can help get a local veteran to Washington, D.C. to see their war memorials. We'll also hear from Missouri U.S. Senator Josh Hawley on rural health care, getting more emergency rooms in parts of Missouri, plus 10 years in prison for a machete crime. These stories coming up for you at 5:30, News Talk KZRG.
We need to replace the flooring immediately. It's worn out and embarrassing.
No, the AC should take priority. It's on its last leg.
Can we do both?
How? Are you selling a kidney?
We could refinance the house.
Whoa, no way. We'll lose our good interest rate. I'd rather you sell a kidney.
You can complete all of those home improvement projects without losing your rate with Community Bank and Trust. With a home equity loan or line of credit, you can update the bathroom, do the add-on, or get that new heat and air unit without giving up your great mortgage rate. CBT has a variety of options with low costs and very competitive interest rates. Plus, they can work out payment plans that fit into your budget. See what your home's equity could do for you with a home equity loan or line of credit from Community Bank and Trust. Get started at one of the local employee-owned CBT locations or at cbthomebank.com. Community Bank and Trust, where trust is so important, it's in our name. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 580491.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Here's your KZRG forecast. A flood watch does continue for much of the four-state area through Friday morning. Could be looking at up to another 2 inches of rain. And storms that move across tonight could have some strong and gusty winds where they develop in addition to heavy rain, low 71. Rainfall amounts could average around 2 inches. We'll see diminishing storm chances during the day Friday, but it's going to be hot and humid. Highs in the mid-80s, heat indices into the mid-90s. Another round of storms looks possible Friday night. Low 72, dry and hot for the weekend with highs around 90 Saturday, Sunday. I'm meteorologist Mark Thibodeau in the KZRG Storm Center.
Today is News Talk KZRG's Radiothon for Honor Flight of the Ozarks. Many local veterans have never been given the opportunity to see the monuments built in their honor in Washington, D.C. Honor Flight gives them that opportunity. Please call now to say thank you to a vet today at 417-782-1375, 417-782-1375, 417-782-1375. Help get those veterans that are from the Vietnam era, maybe a few from the Korean War if they're still available to travel, possibly even World War II, all the way up to Washington to see the monuments built in their honor.
Yeah, and monuments, by the way, for those that serve, and we at News Talk KZRG, we've talked to a lot of area vets about this, and they've all said the same thing. The monuments, they're not just statues. They're not just lawn decoration for D.C. They're so much more than that. They are a physical manifestation that represents what their sacrifice meant and was for this country, for everything that we know and love, for everything we stand for in this country, for the freedom and safety that we are afforded, not for free, but through the sacrifice of our veterans of this country. And unfortunately, a lot of veterans in this country, including in the four states area, have never gotten to see those monuments. That's a shame.
That is definitely a shame.
And that's what Honor Flights of the Ozarks is all about, to help make sure that is not a reality anymore. 417-782-1375 is the number to call to help these veterans see their monuments, their war memorials in Washington, D.C. And if you donate before the end of the hour, we're at a KZRG news time of 5:20. If you donate before 6 o'clock, that's 40 minutes from now, then your donation will be matched by Big John's roll-off. Your $5 donation is suddenly 10. Heck, with that math, why not donate 50 and make it 100? That's the impact that you can have on local veterans today.
Why not make it big? $500 donation, make it 1,000.
500, make it 1,000. Why not?
Simple as that.
I know Steve is going to donate his Bentley.
I don't have a Bentley.
Not anymore because he donated it.
No, okay.
That's
All
called the giving spirit from Steve Scott.
Gee, thank you. Gave away something I didn't even know I had.
We also want to give a big shout out here to Highland Dairy, Graphics Connections, Great Plains Federal Credit Union, and MAP Technologies for helping make today possible. We've been talking all day about Honor Flight of the Ozarks and what it means to veterans, but honestly, really the best way to explain it is to hear from a veteran that got to go on an honor flight. This is Alan Williams. He's a local vet who got to go on an honor flight. Take a listen to him explaining how meaningful it is.
I joined January the 3rd, 1966. I got in the Air Force 10 days before my draft notice came, because back in them days, you didn't have a choice if you'd go or not. They made you. I'm 6'6", and at the time I weighed 200 pounds, and I'd have been a mule packing ammo and the big guns out in the jungle, and I wasn't too fond of that. So I became a typist. I went to, from tech school in Amarillo, Texas, I went to Panama City, Florida, Tyndall. I got so bored that I just volunteered to go to Vietnam. I was blessed again. I was blessed that I was in an air-conditioned office, and it wasn't all that happy there either. When we got off the plane, we weren't really appreciated. When I came back from Vietnam, and it's been 57 years ago last month, I got off the plane in Travis Air Force Base, California. And we weren't greeted with a parade. You got your uniform off as quick as you could, just to save your life. But with Honor Flight, and the way they put all of this together, it's just a joy to see everybody together in one big happy family. And that's what I'm really proud about Honor Flight, because they treated us like kings. To me, is a chance to really be appreciated for what we did, and to see people that really cared, and then to be able to go up and see what our founding fathers put together with all of the different monuments. It was just breathtaking.
And you can help make that a reality today for so many more local veterans by calling 417-782-1375. If you donate before the hour is out, your donation will be matched by Big John's roll-off. Again, big shout-out to Highland Dairy, Graphics Connections, Great Plains Federal Credit Union, and MAP Technologies for helping make this possible. But not only can you help out by donating to this amazing cause, there are other ways that you can help out as well. Every veteran gets paired with their own personal chaperone, just to make sure they're okay. You know,
great thing to take good care of the vets.
Yeah, a lot of our veterans are especially our Vietnam and Korean War veterans, are of the older age group, and there is legitimate concern about sending them to D.C. to cruise around for an entire day, all the travel, all that. There's a lot of concern. Well, what's great about Honor Flight is with their chartered flight has a minimum of 4 medics on standby the whole day just for them, and each veteran is paired with their own personal chaperone to make sure that they are fed, watered, taken care of, etc. Take a listen. Andrew Monroe, Andrew was one of the chaperones for one of the Honor Flights. Take a listen to what this experience meant to him.
I got the privilege of my wife's grandfather asked me if I would take him, and it meant the world to me. And to see his reaction to everything, it was you can't put a price tag on that. He served in Vietnam. He was a Navy Air Force veteran. He did both, and he did his full 20. To see him converse with other like-minded people, it was great. I was a Marine veteran too, so we have that bond in there, and so it was a neat experience to be there to support him on that. And like I said, we talked quite a bit, and it just brought us even closer together. I know the Vietnam Wall was especially important to my grandfather. You know, when you see that in person and you see their reaction, it takes a toll on you. It's an experience like no other. He had certain names he wanted to see on that wall, and to help him find that, and I'd like to think, it gave some closure and all that, but really try to focus on, the good side of it too.
Yeah. So there are other ways that you can help, like volunteering to chaperone, which, by the way, they're still taking as well.
That's true.
417-782-1375. That's the number you can call to say thank you to a veteran, to donate today to this honorable cause, Honor Flight of the Ozarks, or to inquire about other ways that you can assist. Speaking of other ways that we can assist here at News Talk KZRG, we do have a little bit of weather in the 4 states that we are dedicated to keeping you informed of. Steve, what are we looking at on the KZRG Storm Tracker radar?
Well, in one sense, we've got a little bit of good news for the moment. We've got a break in the action rain-wise. It's approaching the Joplin area, Pittsburgh area. Probably going to be getting or clearing the Pittsburgh area here within the next 15 to 30 minutes. Probably clearing the Joplin area in probably 30 to 45 minutes. It's right now approaching the Columbus area and also Baxter Springs area from the west. West Mineral, you should be in the clear with rain right now. Light rain right now falling, but we do have more action beginning to develop several counties away to the northwest of the Joplin-Pittsburgh Neosho area. We're going to keep an eye on. We do have a tornado watch in effect until 10 o'clock tonight for northeast Oklahoma. We have a flood watch in effect until 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Keep it here on News Talk KZRG. We will keep you informed.
Yeah, you can also download the Zimmer Storm Center app, by the way. It's totally free to download in the App Store. It keeps you aware of all things weather, gives you access to a live radar, the very same technology that we have here in Studio 1Z with the KZRG Storm Tracker. You can have the power of that information at the tip of your fingers with the Zimmer Storm Center app. On top of that, it also has custom weather alerts, which is really helpful if you say you live in Joplin and your kid or grandkid goes to Pitt State. You don't want weather alerts all the way up north for every single area. You can get weather alerts just for your address and for your kid or grandkid's address in case you're ever worried about it. So Zimmer Storm Center app, totally free to download in the App Store or the Google Play Store. It is pretty darn awesome. Speaking of things that are awesome, getting back to Honor Flight of the Ozarks and why this is a program that you should call and donate to, which you can do at 417-782-1375. What we had just played, Andrew Monroe, who is a guardian for one of the Honor Flights, he touched on something there. It was brief. I don't know if you caught it there, Steve. But he talked about how valuable and important it is for area veterans to speak with other veterans about their experience.
That's true.
I know vets can speak to non-veterans, their family, their kids, their grandkids, and that is helpful. But people that didn't serve, people that weren't in Korea, that weren't in Vietnam, that didn't fight in Desert Storm, people that weren't there, at the end of the day, they can try as much as they want, but they just don't get it. And they never will. And that's not a shame on them by any means.
It's not.
They just weren't there. They never could get it. But you know who does? Other people that shared that experience. And that's what Honor Flight of the Ozarks is all about, is it helps local veterans get in contact with other veterans at their own war memorials to exchange stories so they can talk with people that do get it, that understand. That is a level of catharsis. That is a level of closure that you really cannot put a price on.
You can't.
417-782-1375. That is the number to call. And if you donate before the hour is up, which it will be up in 32 minutes from now, if you donate before then, it will be matched. Your donation will be matched by Big John's roll-off. Your $5 donation is now $10. Your $100 donation is now $200. And as Steve has pointed out, make it $500. Your donation is now $1,000 to this cause. That's hard to beat. That's hard to beat. 417-782-1375. If you are looking for a cause to support, this is it. And by the way, what's cool about this program is your donation, it doesn't go into a big national pot that just gets sort of spread around all over on advertisements. No, it stays in the 4 states area. Local dollars helping local veterans. This helps veterans that live in the 4 states area exclusively. Local vets helping local veterans. Their overhead to run this program, next to $0. So every dollar you spend is going directly to a veteran. 417-782-1375. Help make this possible. It's the Honor Flight of the Ozarks. We want to say thank you to our vets, and we say it to them all the time. Let's say in a tangible way. Let's say in a real way. We want to send you to see the monuments built in your honor type of way. That type of thank you. 417-782-1375. That's the number to call.
You served behind the desk. You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted. You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you. When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on the dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
You wanted to be cool, which led you to smoking, which led to a pack a day. Then you met that special someone, which led to starting a life for them, which led to wanting to live longer, which led to quitting. Then you heard you may be at risk for lung cancer, which led you to getting a low-dose CT scan. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savebythescan.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Choosing to buy a gun was not a decision I took lightly, but with everything going on...
Showers and thunderstorms continue to push through the area. I'm Cy Albright. Here's what's trending in News Hot KZRG at 5:31. Do need to be weather aware because there's a chance for redevelopment out west. More strong to severe storms could push towards the Joplin Metro closer to sunset, maybe even after towards midnight. So just a lot of wait and see. But we've got a flood watch in effect as well. Multiple rounds of showers and thunderstorms are going to cause 1, 2, maybe even 3 or 4 inches of rain to fall in portions of the area. So please remember, turnarounds, don't drown. Meanwhile, we got now less than 30 minutes left of our Honor Flight of the Ozarks Radiothon, trying to get local veterans on a plane to Washington, D.C. so that they can see their war memorials. A great experience for them. If you can't donate now, make sure you come out Saturday. It will be downtown Webb City, the place to be. The Red White Sip and Shop event, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Proceeds there. A lot of those will be going to Honor Flights of the Ozarks. Rural hospitals, we're losing them in Missouri.
Too many patients cannot get access to critical emergency care when they need it most.
Missouri U.S. Senator Josh Hawley yesterday introducing a bill that he says will help keep more rural emergency rooms. He hit a 14-year-old boy in the back of the head with a machete. Now a man that was homeless at the time has been given a 10-year prison sentence after that took place in a homeless camp near North Range Line last May. Jared Barnes at fullstorynewstalkkzrg.com.
Hi, I'm Steve. For 27 years, I served as a law enforcement officer in Newton County. I saw things most people never see, from the devastation of the Joplin tornado to the everyday trauma that sticks with you long after sirens fade. And I learned something important. Asking for help isn't weakness, it's strength. Now I'm at Access Family Care. I see how hard it is for people to get the therapy they need. So we're tearing down barriers, offering individual counseling, group therapy, and substance use treatment. If you're carrying something heavy, you don't have to carry it alone. Visit accessfamilycare.org and take that first step today.
Here's your KZRG forecast. A flood watch does continue for much of the four-state area through Friday morning. Could be looking at up to another 2 inches of rain. And storms that move across tonight could have some strong and gusty winds where they develop in addition to heavy rain. Low 71. Rainfall amounts could average around 2 inches. We'll see diminishing storm chances during the day Friday, but it's going to be hot and humid. Highs in the mid-80s, heat indices into the mid-90s. Another round of storms looks possible Friday night. Low 72. Dry and hot for the weekend with highs around 90 Saturday, Sunday. I'm meteorologist Mark Thibodeau in the KZRG Storm Center.
This hour's Honor Flight of the Ozarks cash match for donations is brought to you by Big John's Roll-Off. Donate now to send local veterans to D.C. to see their monuments.
KZRG Storm Tracker Radar right now is showing the line of light rain beginning to fade out through and move through to the east, northeast. It now extends from around Girard and just to the west of Pittsburgh, down to around Crestline, Kansas, down to around Baxter Springs, Kansas, Moving again off to the east with the light rain. Joplin, you should be out of the rain probably within about the next 30 minutes. Pittsburgh, you should be out of the rain in about the next 15 minutes. Neosho, you're going to get a break from the rain probably in about 30 to 45 minutes. We do have a flood watch in effect until 7 o'clock tomorrow night. They extended it until 7 with the possibility of heavy rain. Now, we do have some more rain that's beginning to redevelop to the north and west of the Joplin-Pittsburgh area. Right now, it's several counties away, but it's going to be moving in our direction. We're going to keep an eye on it. Now, we do have a tornado watch in effect for northeast Oklahoma. That is in effect until 10 o'clock time tonight. And again, we're going to keep an eye on the weather. If a severe weather breaks out, we will break in.
Yes, we will. KZRG News Time, 5:35. I'm sure you're wondering why you're hearing the sweet and sultry voices of Juan Ted Borges and Steve Scott. And the reason why is because News Talk KZRG, we are once again engaging in our honor flight for the Ozarks, or of the Ozarks rather, Radiothon, live right now. This is a program that, if you haven't heard of, is simply something that you need to get involved with. It sends our area veterans to Washington, D.C. to see the monuments that was built in their honor. Monuments that were made as a representation of their sacrifice. And the real grim reality is a lot of local veterans, a lot of veterans in the United States have never gotten a chance to see them.
I know. I've known some that unfortunately have passed and did not get the chance to go on an honor flight. But it's something that if you're a veteran and have not been on the honor flight, you need to get in touch with the honor flight of the Ozarks, or somebody get in touch for you with them and let them know about you, and maybe you can go on one of the next few flights.
Yeah. And the value that this has for area veterans is so difficult to put into words that we're not even going to try. So instead, we're going to have Lloyd Jeffers, who's a local veteran that actually got the privilege of going on an honor flight. He's going to put into words the value of something like this for our area veterans.
My name's Lloyd Jeffers, and I served in the United States Navy from 1967 to 1971. And I was stationed aboard 2 aircraft carriers off the coast of Vietnam. The first one was the Ticonderoga, and the second one was the Oriskany. I was a hydraulics and structural mechanic, and flying into Da Nang, we were delivering a jet engine, and the air base come under mortar attack while we were approaching the runway. They had already told us as soon as we landed to run for a bunker, but I guess it got intense enough they waved us off, and we had to go ahead and go out and land on the carrier, which was in rough seas, and that was my first carrier landing. I have a lot of memories. I saw good things, I saw bad things. When I came back, of course, I was welcomed at the airport here in Joplin by my wife and my 11-month-old son. He didn't know me. He was born before I left, but I took them home when he was just a couple months old because I knew I was being deployed. And so when I came home, Brian didn't know me. But honor flight, being able to go to Washington and see the memorials and see the Vietnam Wall and all the names on it of guys that didn't come back, and then those of us that were fortunate enough we made it back. That was one of the biggest honors to me, was to be able to go to the wall and pay my respect to those who didn't come back, a lot of them that were my age. This trip brought up old feelings. We weren't welcome home. And honor flight did that. We heard something we hadn't heard when we actually came back from Vietnam. Welcome home. Honor flight, I can't say enough about that organization. Anybody interested in honor flight that wants to donate to it, I would encourage that, because this is a wonderful organization and everything is done for the veterans. It doesn't have to be a lot of money, just whatever you can give to Honor Flight to help these veterans, because I would like to see every veteran that was in the Vietnam War be able to have this experience that I had that I'll never forget.
You can help make that possible right now by calling 417-782-1375 and donating today. And if you donate within the next 20 minutes before the hour runs up, KZRG News Time 540, then your donation will be matched by Big John's roll-off. Your $50 donation is suddenly $100. Your $5 donation is suddenly $10. 417-782-1375. Help make this a reality for our area veterans today.
We'd like to thank those that are also helping us out today, including Highland Dairy, Graphics Connections, Great Plains Federal Credit Union, and MAP Technologies. Thank you again for those giving us assistance to get this radiothon to you.
Yeah, exactly. And the other cool thing about Honor Flight of the Ozarks is that it is local. We keep saying that, local area veterans. We keep saying that, well, we keep saying it because we mean it. This program, unlike other veteran-based programs, is not a national deal in that your money stays in the 4 states. If you donate at 417-782-1375, every dollar you donate in the 4 states stays in the 4 states. It goes to help local area veterans that you know and love, veterans that you bump into at the neighborhood market, veterans that you bump into at the car wash. Hopefully not bump into them with your car, but, figuratively speaking, of course. Those veterans, the ones that are in the area that see you, that you see, that are your neighbors, your teachers, your accountants, your doctors, those veterans is who it helps. 417-782-1375. And despite the fact that it is local-based, local dollars helping local regional veterans, that doesn't mean that it's only local people that care. As a matter of fact, there are statewide leaders in the state of Missouri that are passionate about this very radiothon. Take a listen to this.
Hi, I'm Missouri Lieutenant Governor David Wassinger. As we celebrate America's 250th birthday, let's also honor those who defended our freedom. Honor Flight of the Ozarks gives local veterans the chance to visit the memorials built in their honor and receive the gratitude they've earned. Please join me and KZRG in supporting this great cause and help send another Missouri veteran to Washington, D.C. Thank you, and God bless our veterans and the United States of America.
417-782-1375. That is the number to call to make this a reality. Send these vets to D.C. to see the monuments built in their honor, monuments that they might not have otherwise gotten a chance to see.
That's absolutely true. You're listening to the News Talk KZRG Radiothon for Honor Flight of the Ozarks, where many local veterans have never been given that opportunity to see the monuments built in their honor in D.C., but Honor Flight gives them that opportunity. We need your help right now. Call 417-782-1375. That's 417-782-1375.
Don't love your smile? Well, News Talk KZRG and Carthage Family Dental want to change that because we want you to love your smile. Go to newstalkkzrg.com to learn how you can enter to win every single day for your shot at a free Invisalign treatment from Carthage Family Dental. Because at News Talk KZRG and Carthage Family Dental, smiles are no laughing matter. It's the Love Your Smile sweepstakes. News Talk KZRG. Depend on it.
Hi, Sandy. What's that?
I'm reading up on this Amendment 4 on the August ballot.
What's 4?
Amendment 4 absurdly creates a new un-American minority veto power, but only for ballot issues that we citizens put on the ballot.
Don't they say it'll protect conservative ideas?
Truth gets in the way of their story. Amendment 4 would mean as few as 5% of the most liberal statewide voters in one congressional district could veto any good conservative idea or reform, even when a big majority supports it.
That does sound un-American. How did that get on the ballot?
The politicians put it there, and it would empower a small minority of liberals. They could stop funding for police, stop tax cuts, or any other common sense conservative policy we support.
Only 5%? One district? That would make it nearly impossible to pass needed reforms or rein in politicians.
Yep, Amendment 4 is a misguided power grab by politicians. I'm voting no on Amendment 4.
Right. I'm not giving up my constitutional rights. It's a hard no on 4.
Paid for by Missourians for Fair Governance.
All right, kids, brace yourselves. This year, your old man is putting on the greatest 4th of July fireworks show this town has ever seen.
Dad, no. Please don't.
Come on, I've got smoke bombs, sparklers, this thing called a tiny turtle fountain.
Not the tiny turtle fountain again.
Dad, we went inside before it was even over.
Well, this year, I've got 2 tiny turtle fountains.
Gee, Dad, save some excitement for the rest of us, would you?
Fine. Where would you get your fireworks?
Big Charlie's.
Obviously.
Big Charlie's.
Huge selection.
Better prices.
Bigger mortars.
Bigger everything.
Bigger than 2 tiny turtle fountains?
Dad!
Don't be the tiny turtle fountain guy. Get to Big Charlie's Fireworks and load up on enough fireworks to really impress your family. The biggest store with the biggest selection and the biggest savings. Big Charlie's on East 32nd Street across from Flying J. Big Charlie's Fireworks.
Here's your KZRG forecast. A flood watch does continue for much of the 4-state area through Friday morning. Could be looking at up to another 2 inches of rain. And storms that move across tonight could have some strong and gusty winds where they develop in addition to heavy rain. Low 71. Rainfall amounts could average around 2 inches. We'll see diminishing storm chances during the day Friday, but it's going to be hot and humid. Highs in the mid-80s, heat indices into the mid-90s. Another round of storms looks possible Friday night. Low 72. Dry and hot for the weekend with highs around 90 Saturday, Sunday. I'm meteorologist Mark Thibodeau in the KZRG Storm Center.
Just after 5:45, it's Ted Pahorkes.
It's Steve Scott.
On FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, News Talk KZRG. We've kicked Mark Levin out of the studio for this hour for a very good reason, I pinky promise. It's not just because we like to hear ourselves talk, although admittedly that is definitely part of it. It's not the whole reason.
Especially you.
Especially me, yeah, all right. In any case, the reason why is because today is KZRG's Radiothon. We're raising money to support local veterans with Honor Flight of the Ozarks. Help us send veterans to Washington, D.C. to see the monuments that were built in their honor. And let me tell you, this is the cause that you've been waiting for. If you've been waiting for a sign from above to get behind a cause, this is your sign. It's this cause. And we will explain why in less than 2 minutes. But first, we do have a little bit of weather in the 4 states, don't we, Steve?
Yeah, we've got a flood watch that's been extended now until 7 o'clock tomorrow night. The reason why, possible heavy rain all the way through tomorrow night. Right now, we're about to get a break in the action. Some of you already are. The light rain that's been pretty much hounding the area for the last hour or so is beginning to move to a dry line from the west. Pittsburgh, you're now almost out of it. Girard, you are out of it as of now. You're in the dry spell. Carl Junction, you're beginning to dry out. Should be out of it within the next few minutes. Galena and Baxter Springs. Baxter Springs, you're out of it. Galena, you're going to be out of it very shortly. Joplin, you should be out of it within about the next 15 to 30 minutes. Neosho, you got a little bit longer, maybe about 30 to 45 minutes before you get some of the dry line. Now there are more showers and thunderstorms beginning to develop. Several counties back into the west and northwest, but nothing immediately after this line, so we get a chance to dry out for at least a little bit. We do have a tornado watch in effect until 10 o'clock tonight. That is in effect for northeast Oklahoma. If severe weather breaks out, we break in. Keep it here.
Yeah, don't forget the Zimmer Storm Center app is a great tool to have in the pocket of your pants or shorts, or hopefully you're wearing pants or shorts.
Or like in my case, on my belt.
Oh, thank God. I thought you were going to say, or like in my case, free solo. No pants or shorts. No, not the case for Steve Scott, thank God.
You just put an image in my mind.
The point is that the Zimmer Storm Center app is awesome. It can be on your phone, which is often in your pocket. It's free to download. It gets you access to a live radar, the very technology that we utilize here at News Talk KZRG with the KZRG Storm Tracker. You can have that power in the pocket of your pants with the Zimmer Storm Center app. It also gives you custom weather alerts, which is awesome. But that's not what we're here to talk about.
No, we are here for a very, very special reason.
Honor Flight of the Ozarks, sending veterans to D.C. to see the war memorials that were built in honor of their sacrifice. They sacrificed for this country, and there are way too many veterans that have not even seen them with their own eyes. We want to fix that. We cannot stand for that. 417-782-1375. That's the number to call to fix that issue. And if you call within the next 10 minutes, then your donation will be matched by Big John's roll-off. Your $10 donation is suddenly $20. Heck, with a deal as good as that, why not donate $50 and make it $100? Just like that. Poof. Or, better yet, donate $500 and suddenly it's $1,000.
I'm so glad I brought that up earlier. You've used it now every time since.
I like those big numbers, Steve.
That's right.
Got to get those numbers up. Steve only thinks in quadruple digits. If you give him a number that's less than 4 digits, he won't make time of day for you.
That's true.
He's a high roller, Steve Scott is.
Speaking of that, can I get a raise?
Moving on from that, the value of Honor Flight of the Ozarks is really difficult to calculate. What it means to these veterans. And on top of that, what it means to the chaperones that go with them. Every veteran that goes to D.C. is paired up with their own personal guardian that takes care of them all day, make sure that they're fed and watered and all that good stuff. I want you to take a listen to John Hustling. He was a guardian, a local guardian that went on one of these honor flights. Take a listen to his experience and how meaningful it was for him as a guardian to see these veterans on this trip.
So I'd say their role is to keep an eye on the veteran and to help as needed. So some of the guys and ladies, some of them have mobility issues. Some of them need to be pushed around in a wheelchair. Some of them just need someone to be with them. They like people to hang in groups of 2 by 2 so that nobody gets lost or wandered off. That's a lot of people to keep corralled. We had 183 people on the flight, so that's a big group. So organization is super important, and having each veteran be accompanied by someone is part of their formula. I met my veteran on a couple of weeks before the actual flight. We had a planning meeting, organizing meeting. The preparation really involved just going to a training session. They had everybody there, and they gave us the rundown on what the calendar would look like, what time we had to be there. As you can imagine, it's a long day, so we had to be at the airport very, very early. Seems like it was 3:30 in the morning, or maybe a little bit earlier than that. It's a super worthwhile cause to donate to. A small amount of money can help make the flight happen. The vets go at no charge. If you know a veteran that you'd like to recognize, certainly make a donation to help with the flight.
And you can make that donation at 417-782-1375. You have 8 minutes to make that donation, and if you do it within 8 minutes, then your donation is going to be matched by Big John's roll-off. Your $50 donation is suddenly $100. After that, you can still donate. There's just not that 2-for-1 match, which is pretty darn sweet way to help say thank you to veterans in a tangible, meaningful way. Donating today, 417-782-1375.
Now, there's another way also, a great way to do some summer shopping. It's going to be happening to also be supporting veterans. Zimmer Marketing's Red, White, Sip, and Shop. It'll be happening on Saturday on Webb City's Main Street from 10 until 3, and it supports Honor Flight of the Ozarks as well to give meaningful thank yous to their service.
Yeah. And what's cool about this is, it's not just some sort of like, tourist expedition.
No, it's not.
No, by no means is it that. It is area veterans being sent to D.C. to see their monuments, and that's really the valuable thing. Area veterans going together. Suddenly individuals that understand what it's like to be a veteran, understand what it means to serve, have those experiences. They get to talk to each other. They get to spend the day with one another. Sometimes there are veterans that have lived in the same community all their lives, fought in the same war, and never once met each other until Honor Flight. And suddenly they go to themselves, how is it we've never met? This is impossible. I feel like I know you. I feel like we were long-lost friends all this time and had no clue. Fast friends. That's the power of the Honor Flight of the Ozarks. Donate today at 417-782-1375. But you don't need to hear that just from me. Here's Alan Williams, a local vet that went on the Honor Flight.
I joined January the 3rd, 1966. I got in the Air Force 10 days before my draft notice came, because back in them days, you didn't have a choice if you'd go or not. They made you. I'm 6'6", and at the time I weighed 200 pounds, and I'd have been a mule packing ammo and the big guns out in the jungle, and I wasn't too fond of that. So I became a typist. I went to, from tech school in Amarillo, Texas, I went to Panama City, Florida, Tyndall. I got so bored that I just volunteered to go to Vietnam. I was blessed again. I was blessed that I was in an air-conditioned office, and it wasn't all that happy there either. When we got off the plane, we weren't really appreciated. When I came back from Vietnam, and it's been 57 years ago last month, I got off the plane in Travis Air Force Base, California. And we weren't greeted with a parade. You got your uniform off as quick as you could, just to save your life. But with Honor Flight, and the way they put all of this together, it's just a joy to see everybody together in one big happy family. And that's what I'm really proud about Honor Flight, because they treated us like kings. To me, is a chance to really be appreciated for what we did, and to see people that really cared, and then to be able to go up and see what our founding fathers put together with all of the different monuments. It was just breathtaking.
And you can help create that by calling 417-782-1375. You have 4 minutes to do that in order for your donation to be matched. Your $50 donation is suddenly $100. Your $5 donation is suddenly $10 if you donate in the next 4 minutes. If you don't, that's okay. You can still donate all night, and even tomorrow you can still donate. But you have 4 minutes to get it matched.
You can even donate by going to our website, newstalkkzrg.com, and click on the banner.
Yeah, and that match this hour is brought to you by Big John's Roll-Off. Also, big shout-out to Highland Dairy, Graphics Connections, Great Plains Federal Credit Union, and Mac Technologies for helping make today possible. And I know on Saturday there's a way that you can help this fantastic program, Honor Flight of the Ozarks.
That's right. Zimmer Marketing's Red, White, Sip, and Shop will be happening at Saturday from 10 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon at Webb City's Main Street. It'll support Honor Flight of the Ozarks to give a meaningful thank you to the veterans for their service.
Yeah, and it's great. It's sort of like Third Thursday. It's like a farmer's market style event, but while you're there, you're also supporting Honor Flight of the Ozarks, which really, what that means, honestly, is you're supporting local veterans.
That's true.
Local dollars helping local veterans. That's what Honor Flight's all about. That's what Saturday's event, Red, White, Sip, and Shop on Webb City's historic Main Street, is all about. News Talk KZRG, we're going to be there. The stations of Zimmer Marketing are going to be there on Saturday. And it's looking to be a good weather day on Saturday, too.
Yeah, weather-wise, it's going to be sunny with a high near 90 to 91, according to KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith.
Yeah, so Saturday's going to be a great day. Shop to support the vets. 417-782-1375. That's the number to call to support local veterans. Because when you're calling that number, you're saying thank you. By dialing that number, you're not just saying thank you, you're showing them thank you.
Another busy day here with the 4 states. Your latest local news and weather coming up here in just a few minutes. I'm Cy Albright in the KZRG 24-hour news center.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us this afternoon. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning.
See you in the